Yo, what is up, guys? So we are playing the new Nordics, utilizing the new Link monster here. It's actually really consistent. It's just so easy to pull off in this deck. So we will have access to a few different things. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for our opponent here. But basically, all you need is one Nordic monster, and that's it. And you will be able to make a Nordic boss monster that cannot be targeted. And then also, depending on what you want to go for, you can negate all monster effects, or all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Whatever, same thing. You have Odin that can make it so it's unaffected by spells and traps. Summon Chris the Crack of Dawn Pass. Are you serious? Is that it? Alright, well, like I said, all you need is any Nordic monster. So we'll go ahead and use Verg over here. Some of these names are kind of hard to pronounce, just as a heads up, but not that it really matters for the gameplay here, because I could summon literally whatever Nordic I want, and I would be able to go straight up and just make a Nordic boss monster. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy. We're going to go ahead and just banish some cards. Bam. And then what we're going to do, because I'm playing a Chaos variant, because this is Chaos Nordics, it just gives you an extra push the next turn. So we're going to go ahead and summon Vanadis. We're going to go ahead and summon Alvis. I'm just going to go ahead and just best out double Alvis because I just don't want to go through them real quick, so I can show you guys one of the newer cards as well. So yeah, so next up we're going to do is we're going to Vanadis copy Valkyrie, and that just gives me an extra light target into the graveyard. And then we go ahead and go straight into anything. Now, Chris the Dawn, what does he do? Okay, so he doesn't really do anything that I would be worried about. Now, this card, Loki, they each have their own effect. I'm going to go ahead and go into Odin because he technically has the most attack. So even if he was to collude me, it'd be a little bit better. But anyways, basically this is what you're going to be busting out. Now, I cannot summon this the same turn. If I could, this deck would be actually really easy to pull off OTKs. But yeah, bust it out, boss, Nordic monster. And this way, even if you drops a clue, it's just going to boost it up by, was it 1400, I believe? It's been a while since I've seen Clue, so that's going to die. I'm going to go ahead and attack into it. So, Golvig over here cannot be targeted from an attack, so we're going to go ahead and just end our turn. So, I am playing massive amount of hand traps, because it doesn't matter how bad you open. If you open up with any Nordic monster, you've got this. Any. So, just going to go ahead and activate Black Whirlwind. I mean, I guess I can get rid of that with Ghost Ogre if I really wanted to. But, I mean, I'm kind of curious to see what he makes. Could let him play it out. Get his Searcherinos out. But he's going to go ahead and activate that. And I can't actually get rid of Blizzard because that's Chain Link 2. So I'm actually kind of curious to see, like I said, what he ends up making. I might be able to... I think there's one that burns you for a certain amount of damage. I don't know if he's playing anything special. This deck, it doesn't really matter what you're necessarily playing up against. However, it has the worst Cyber Dragon matchup. This is my second duel with this deck. That's the only real problem I would see with this deck is, well, Chimera Tech is just in general, just the Mega Fleet, it just is really easy to deal with a lot of boards. But anyways, looks like he's going to go ahead and summon Gale. So right now, he can't target this card with card effects. Due to Golvig. So he can half this card, but he can't actually attack this card. I guess I could technically get rid of Gale, but I would like to see what he tries to go into to see this board and see if he can compete with this. Now, the problem that I have with the Nordics is they're all a once per turn you can do something, but it's not a quick effect, with the exception of, what is it? Isn't it, okay, so he's going to go ahead and just do some effect, whatever, it's fine. I want to see what kind of boss monster he makes. This is boss monsters versus boss monsters, right? But anyways, so Thor has the ability to, what is it? This is the negate all effects. This is a once per turn I can make it so I am immune to spell and traps, my Nordic guy. But so he's going to go ahead and go for this, and he still has options for a level 8. So this one lets him, I guess, summon another monster, right? During main phase, you can normal summon another Blackwing. Oof. I mean, I should probably negate this, because it would also destroy the monster and not let him proc his Black Whirlwind again. But I do want to see, legitimately, if he's going to be able to come out of this. Oh, so this actually made my monster lose some attack. Okay, so he's going to get that additional summon. He's going to go for Kalut. And let's see what he ends up making, like I said, with this. Like I said, it would probably be smart to negate it, but I want to see what he does with this. In addition to that, I also wanted to mention that, so he's going to go ahead and go for Gale, but again, that doesn't really, he can half this attack again, because again, he can't target this card. Only due to this card's effect. The Nordics need better. I think their Aesir monsters' effects need to be able to be activated during either player's turn. Then this deck would be so much better because then I could just go like I could just go straight into Thor every time and then negate everything. She's gonna go ahead and print its Witchling to boost up their stats. Okay. But even if he destroys this card by battle, because he can't attack this one, unless he of course kills this one first. So they can all come back. I just have to banish the card. Oh, so he's gonna go for Beals. Okay. But that's okay. Beals is not going to be too big of a threat. So he can attack this card, and it'll come right back. We summon Blacklist Soldier, we just banish this, and we should be good to go. Because as long as this card is destroyed by battle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and activate that effect. And we can go ahead and special summon any other Aesir monster. This will protect the other card. That is the effect of Alvis. So I want to be able to negate all of their effects, so I'm just going to go ahead and go straight into Thor. And Thor is a really great card. Now, unfortunately, because there's no extra zone here, it's not going to be too advantageous because this card was technically destroyed. If he was to somehow get rid of this, that would have been really good. So it says I can activate the effect of Odin. Now, actually, you know what? Because it actually sent to the graveyard, that's actually that actually works perfectly fine. So this is going to be a little bit dirty here. I don't think there's another link zone there. It doesn't matter because it was destroyed. So now we also have another effect. So when he is special summoning, we get to just draw a card. I don't want him to get my own card. So I just draw a Solemn Strike. That's pretty good. We basically let him do whatever he wanted. Now, like I said, this is once per turn. I can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. So I'm going to go ahead and activate that and just negate everything that he has. Completely fair, completely balanced. Okay. Next up, so Beals doesn't have that effect, and we go ahead and we'll be good. Oh, is this like you can't special summon other monsters during the turn you activate that effect? All right. Actually, you know what? It's because the light target is actually gone. So. Shoot. I need to put a light in the graveyard. I want to summon my BLS. But you guys can see kind of where this deck is going, especially with Alvis. It just becomes just difficult for, I would say, a lot of people to deal with this type of a board here. So I'm going to go ahead and just attack over his stuff. Set a Solemn should be pretty much going to be, it's going to be pretty much game. So yeah, let's go ahead and attack over his Apprentice Witchling. Like I said, I actually, if I banish, do I have two darks? Okay, so small little misplay on my end right here. I should have banished Venatus instead. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. We'll go ahead and attack with this. I mean, yeah, it would have been an OTK. Let's give him another turn. All right, we already gave him pretty much full options to do whatever, but I guess I can set the Solemn. He summons Solemn, game over, right? Or it goes to Ogre, game over. It's pretty straightforward, but summoning double of the Aesir monsters, of course, with Alvis is quite good. So I have control number back, we can special summon this. You get to place a black roll. I think he's supposed to take damage for this. How much damage do you take for this card? You get 1,000 damage. Okay, so it's not enough to make a game, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and summon that. But as soon as he synchro summons, because he's going to get both of those effects, we'll let it go for it. I mean, all he's going to do, I'm pretty sure that, if I recall correctly, the boss monster for his deck is like, it's like probably was something one of those immune to everything kind of a cards. But yeah, this deck it's much better than it was before. At the end of the day, I wouldn't really consider this deck a very powerful deck, though. I would say it's a more gimmicky deck. Even though, like, yeah, I have two Aesir monsters. Again, the problem is that even those cards can be immune to spell and traps, I have to activate that effect. That's the problem. If I could activate that effect during either player's turn, I would say that this is totally fine. So he's going to go ahead and summon that card, get the double whirlwind. And that's really good because I can't actually get rid of this card. I mean, I could technically just get rid of it. Wait, Blackwing, South. I'm just going to let him go for it. I'm actually kind of curious to see if he can deal with this board. It actually is not the easiest board to deal with. But if he does get rid of one of my Aesir monsters, we can just Alvis him again. No problem. Just get out the whole squad. Make it so you're immune to... Well, actually, does it protect all Aesir monsters? It doesn't even protect all Aesir monsters. Gosh, Nordics are so, like, just meh, like, in terms of effects. But, like I said, he'll probably go into one of, like, the boss monsters. Just go ahead and solemn it. Call it a day. Easy peasy. So, yeah, he can only... You can half this card again. Actually, I believe he can still target this card. No, rip him, man. Rip the Odin, the father of Aesir, getting wrecked by a gale. The problem that I also have with Golvig is it doesn't protect, like, it protects the one that it's pointing to. But that's kind of sad. That it could just get absorbed, like, basically ruined by gale. But again, if he destroys this, I'm just going to go ahead and we just go... Well, you'd have to actually get rid of the other one. Okay, is this the one where it does... It's unaffected by other card effects. Oh, okay, so we're just going to negate the summon. So, never came out, no problems. I would have had you last game, though, but gave you another chance. Let's see if he actually makes anything else. Does this have, like, another effect? Or it's, like, destroyed by... What's funny is sometimes I'll play a card, it'll only be relevant for, like, a week. Alright, so I guess he's going to summon another card. So he can go into a 5 and then an 8. Do people still play level 5s? But we still got another card, which goes over. Again, I gave him an extra turn that was unnecessary, but I also want to see if he can kind of deal with this board. So what he's going to do, another black, increase that card's level by that monster's. Oh, so it's just going to be making the same, like, unaffected by card effect monster? What level is this? 10? So it'd be increase, which would increase it by 2. So that, I mean, I think that that's his goal, is just to go for the same stuff. So it's cool, bro. You got 2 tuners. Let's see what he makes. Maybe I should have let him go for it, but I feel like, dude, if I upload like a non-win with it, it's just not as good. But let's see if he has any more plays. Still got Big Daddy BLS, but yeah, like I said, should have not banished Valkyrie because I needed that light target. Okay, so we surrendered over there. Now, I briefly wanted to, we're gonna hit no for rematch, and I actually have a quick little like replay of the like bad matchups just in general. So I was playing another build. I was originally playing as Soul, and like I was playing Burial, which was actually a really cool tech. I don't know if I would consider it like super important. But here's one problem that I have with this, like what do you make turn 1 in this deck in general, right? The problem also with the Soul build, because I saw it from someone else, and you don't have your link marker pointing to the card. So what's going to happen, okay, this is a very like just easy common thing, is they're just, well, in this instance right here, right? If I was, like, I could have used one of the cards in my hand, but the other card just could have been a target, and, like, obviously this is a bad matchup. But it's the same concept as a Kaiju, right? So a Kaiju in this instance would pretty much make a game. You have to exhaust pretty much your entire hand. Like, granted, I had BLS, but, you know, you got Power Bond. Obviously, it was already going to be game. But, anyways, I kind of just started this deck. It's pretty easy, but the thing is that it's very simple to play, and I see a lot of, like, maybe the younger audiences may be interested in this. If you guys are thinking, first off, why are you playing 9 hand traps? First off, I need to be able to protect these cards because these cards do not protect themselves on your opponent's turn. Also, it doesn't matter how many hand traps you have. Because of the way that the deck works, you just banish 3 of your cards. It doesn't matter what they are. And the goal is basically to have, like, 1 back row and then have, like, this is the... I feel like turn 1, maybe Thor's... Like, I really don't know what I would consider the best card. Odin lets you... Okay, I should briefly go over all their effects. So Odin, he can be immune to spell and traps, but only during his turn, your turn. And then when he's destroyed battle by card effect, you can banish one of the tuners to special summon him. Usually I will have 2 tuners, so it's going to be able to get back twice. And when he gets special summoned, he gets a draw card. Now, with Thor, he's able to negate all of the effects. So I showed you guys that effect. That's probably the most relevant effect. And then on top of that, if he's destroyed, you can special summon him, and your opponent takes 800 burn damage. Now, Loki has the effect where once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card during your battle phase, you can negate it and destroy it. So it gives you options against certain other decks. It can be okay. When he's destroyed, you can banish 1, and then when it's summoned that way, you can target a trap card in your graveyard and add that target to your hand. So I thought that's kind of cool. That's why I have all the Solms here. Obviously, we didn't draw any of them during the first turn. But if I was to draw the first turn, maybe going for Loki wouldn't be that bad because getting back like a Solm, that's actually pretty big. It doesn't have any restrictions on it. So the other cards, I mean, obviously you guys saw Golvig. So Golvig is the new card. It just requires a level 5 or lower Nordic monster. So pretty much anything in this deck that I summon. I'm not running any of the goats. The only reason why I'm running this because it was a level 1 target for like another build that I kind of showed it off a second ago. Didn't think it was that great though. Because again, the problem that I had was like Golvig needs to be pointing to the monster. I wish Golvig had double arrows. If she had 2 arrows, like she was a Link 2 that only required 1 or 2, if she required 2 Nordic monsters, and then like also she would just be able to like summon like I guess an additional card to make up for that one that you would use to make her in the first place, then it would be much better because you'd be able to protect 2 of your Nordic monsters. Because again, you guys saw that was an excellent example of showing you that like the Nordics aren't that good, or the Aesir monsters aren't that strong, because like, dude, he just galed half this, made this 2k. But even if he was to destroy this, guys, it would come back, I'd be able to draw a card, and it'd be at 4,000 again. So is it that bad? I don't know. But this card is just a beast. Alva's is just like, oh, you destroy an Aesir monster? Oh, let me get out another Aesir monster, and then the other Aesir monster comes back. So you have like double boss monsters. So I think cards like Raigeki are excellent in this deck, because like, you know, obviously you go first, summon Aesir, they kill it, whatever, it comes back, you Raigeki. And on top of that, if you have Alvis, you just get like an Odin and like another boss monster, and you Raigeki, that's game. Like, it's just simple. And also Odin can technically protect himself, which it should have been all Aesir monsters, but they probably didn't expect people to make double Aesirs in the first place. But nonetheless, this isn't really a deck profile. It's more so like, well, I mean, it technically is, but I just wanted to kind of like mouse over the cards just in case any of you guys wanted to try it out. I was also thinking about putting in other draw power just in general, because I could play 3 Desires, right? All I need is 1 Nordic monster and I have the ultimate consistency. The other pot of Desires, even though I have Desires and Desires, I just get rid of all of the cards, because I could just instantly just use it for Tribute Fought or use it for Golvig's effect, right? So yeah, that's how you kind of play the new Nordic deck. I don't know, I'm sure there's probably going to be another build. I've seen pretty crazy builds. I was looking it up. Someone was actually trying to go for, like, he was, like, I don't know if you guys, okay, you know it's a really good video. It was, like, I think 2 or 3 days ago. It was a Miracle Synchro Fusion. Like, he put that basically in his deck, and it was kind of cool, but I know consistency is just, it's almost not worth it. He was playing a lot of cards where it was questionable for, like, if you drew them, it wouldn't be as good. Technically for consistency. Because, like I said, the Nordic doesn't protect itself, so you have to rely on these hand traps, or just regular traps. But, like, it's okay that you play all these things. But my real question is, what cards get effects when they are banished that would make it really good? But also I wanted to mention that Golvig has the effect that you cannot summon you can't normal summon or set any monsters or special summon any monsters except for Aesir monsters when you go for her effect for the rest of the turn. So that is Golvig's effect. But you can see it's still pretty decent. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are on the Nordics now that you guys can kind of see it in action. Basically, it's just you get out a boss monster, destroy it, you get out double if you survive that turn. But more than likely, you're going to get OTK, you're going to get Kaiju. I don't think it's a very viable option unless we get other new support. The support for the Nordics is kind of meh. I mean, a lot of people used to play the goats. The goats, I just think that they're unnecessary, and they weren't lights and dark, so in my Chaos Nordic deck, alright? That was the goal of it. But anyways, you guys can see it finishes off people relatively fast if we actually, you know, did the plays correct. But I also wanted to see if you could deal with it. That was also kind of a thing I was thinking about. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. Let me know your thoughts on the new Golvig, because I think the card is pretty good, down below in the comment section below. But thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh cards and decks in action. If you guys got any cool replays of other builds, I would love to see them. Send them to AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. We'd like to see what you guys in the community make with this new Nordic deck. I think there's a lot of different variants, but at the end of the day, I think we need new Aesir monsters. They're just not that good. But anyways, peace out. Have a good one. I'm out.